Chapter 2 in the book goes through and it gives you some ideas on how to identify the property, how to identify the real estate that we're trying to sell. Um, Remember, in paragraph 1, we identified the buyer and the seller. Paragraph 2, we're identifying the property specifically by legal description. Legal description is how the property is recognized in the county clerk's office of the county in which the property is located. In Taylor County, our county clerk's office is on the first floor of the Taylor County Courthouse down at South 3rd and Oak. Typically, as a practicing real estate broker or agent, we're going to be able to find the legal description in our multiple listing service. Our multiple listing service is a database of properties that are currently on the market for sale, and that's typically one of our best tools that we use when we're out showing property. So when you're a purchaser and you find a property that they want to make an offer on, you're going to basically look at your MLS printout or your multiple listing sheet printout, and you're going to add the legal description in the contract using a lot and block. Other places you can find the legal description would be an example would be an old deed that possibly a seller might have. You could find the legal description off of the county Taylor County website or whatever county you're located in. Typically, the tax appraiser maintains a database of property by owner name or address. In Taylor County, that web address is taylor-cad.org, and that gives a lot of information such as the legal description, the deed date, the deed history for the last several property transfers or sales, the current owner's name, and the assessed value, what the property is assessed at the county tax assessor. The only exceptions to a lot and block would be if you were selling a property that was maybe on some acreage that was outside of a platted subdivision. So for example, if you had maybe a house on 7 or 8 acres somewhere that might be identified with what's called a meets and bounds legal description. It's METES. That's the correct spelling of meets. So meets and bounds is a surveyor's narrative of the boundary lines, where the surveyor identifies the property lines, the corners, and then they narrate how the property lines run in proportion with the improvements. So you might have an irregular shaped lot that might be 90 feet on one side and it might be 150 feet on the other. We saw a lot of property that is not a perfect square or a perfect rectangle, so the boundary lines have to be identified by a surveyor that measures those boundary lines. That's going to be one of the only exceptions. If you don't have room to put the lot and block in there, or if you're using a meets and bounds, the contract provides you the ability to add an attachment if the legal description is lengthy. I would suggest that if you can find the meets and bounds description, you've attached that on to the sales contract rather than writing that out on a piece of blank paper. That way there's not any possibilities of you making any transposition errors. You're using it directly off of an old survey. So anyway, that'll kind of give you an overview of chapter 2. Thanks a lot.